The pandemic has brought out the green thumb in so many of us, but the big question is, how do we approach our fall planting? Well, joining me today is Greg Peterson from Urban Farm. Hi, Greg.
Hello. Thanks for having me back. I'm so excited.
Amazing to see you. Thank you for joining us. First things first, what is Urban Farm?
The Urban Farm is my house. I've been here for 31 years. I actually grew up in the neighborhood here in North Central Phoenix, and when I went looking for a house in 1989, I was looking for one where I could garden. So we have flood irrigation, and I have about 80 fruit trees on the property, and the landscape is entirely edible. I like to call it an environmental showcase home because we periodically open it up for people to come and see what an edible landscape looks like.
So we really have had some record heat this year. Is that going to impact our fall planting?
Probably not, because it seems to be like it's cooling off right now. The nights are cooler. Often we get extreme heat into October, and it doesn't, fingers crossed, it doesn't look like that's going to happen this year.
So when we think about being in the fall months, we're in October now, what kind of plants are we going to be looking to work with?
So the brassicas, that's your broccolis, cabbages, kales, those kinds of things, those are hardy greens. They can definitely go in now. Beets, carrots, snow peas, garlic, those are a lot of our fall crops. And then the more delicate greens like arugula and lettuce and that kind of stuff can go in more toward the end of October.
Fantastic. If somebody is new to gardening, as we know, the pandemic has kind of struck all of us in a way of starting to plant our own gardens. As we're moving forward in the season, if you're a novice, where should we start?
Well, the number one thing we need to do is to make sure that we're putting our garden in the right place. And simply enough, if we look at it really simply, the north side of a structure doesn't ever get any light, and the west side of a structure gets way too much heat. So there's a northern exposure and a western exposure. So if you can put your garden on the east side or the south side of a structure of your house, it's going to do a lot better that way. Number two thing is making sure that we have healthy, happy soil. Here in the desert, we have dirt. When you go out and look at what's in your front and backyard, it is just solid dirt, and it's not got any organic matter in it. It's not got life in it. And so it's your job to actually figure out how to build healthy soil. And it's really quite simple. You actually just add lots and lots of compost. And often what I will do with my garden beds is I'll add 3 to 4 inches of compost and then plant right in that. It's really that easy. Because then what the roots do from the plants is they're doing the digging for us and breaking up the hard dirt down below. So that makes it super simple. It's add lots and lots of compost.
Greg, you have your Grow Your Own Food revolution. Explain that.
In 1991, I was in this course that had me, it called me to create a mission for my life. And my mission is, and I speak this freely all the time, is I'm the person on the planet responsible for transforming our global food system. And I do that through education, because the current food system that we have is tenuous at best. In fact, I've said for at least 2 decades, we have a 3-day supply of food in our grocery stores. And guess what? In March, we saw that. We saw grocery store shelves that were empty. That is a big reason why people are wanting to grow their own food.
Well, I'm joining the revolution, Greg. I think it's fantastic. Give a little bit of advice for people that have a smaller yard, or maybe they just have a patio. Can they still plant something this fall?
Absolutely. Pots are a great place to grow herbs. And herbs are the most expensive thing to buy in the grocery store and the easiest thing to grow. So get yourself a nice sized pot and put some nice planting mix in it and plant a basil or oregano.
I love it. All right, so what's one thing everyone should know about planting this fall?
Go to plantingcalendar.org and download the free planting calendar. That will tell you what to plant when, because we cannot count on the nurseries to have the plants when we're supposed to plant them. A squash or cucumber or watermelon this time of year, it's the wrong time. So knowing what to plant when is the single most important thing, next to creating healthy soil, to a successful garden.
Greg, so much great information. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. Love chatting.
If you want more of Greg's advice, just head to his website. It is a wealth of gardening information.